no tomorrow.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you are returning, you already know it. You are fabulous. All right, so today's video, this is another Christmas DIYs video. Very excited for these. I cannot wait for y'all to see them. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so for this first one, I have got 2 jars that I picked up from the Dollar General store. They were $3 a piece. I thought they were so cute. They were different because obviously they're round and they've got the little snowflakes all over them. Just super cute for Christmas. I've also got some faux snow that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. And then I've got some of these little mini picks that came from the Dollar General also. I'm going to be using some Mod Podge, and all we're going to do here, this is so simple, y'all. All of the DIYs in this video today are super simple, but this one right here is very simple. You just simply add the Mod Podge all over the jar and then sprinkle your snow all over the top of the Mod Podge. It's that easy. So simple. These turn out fabulous too. Do you hear me? Like, I am so in love with these. I did use my heat gun to dry the Mod Podge a little faster, but then I decided to take some ribbon. Now, I picked this ribbon up at the Dollar General store for $1, the black and white buffalo check, and I'm just going to tie that right around the top part of my jar. Super simple, just a little shoestring bow, nothing fancy, just a simple little bow. Snipped off my ends, add a little hot glue to the back of one of the little mini picks, and just pop that dude right in the center of my bow. So stinking simple. And these are so pretty, y'all. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. So I didn't have enough ribbon of the same to finish that off. So I did grab some other ribbon that I had from the Dollar Tree that was similar. It's the black and white buffalo check, except it's got snowflakes on it. So I just added that. Once again, tied a simple little bow, shoestring bow, snip off my ends. I'm going to add some hot glue to the back of that other pick and pop that dude right in the center of my bow. I added in some tea lights to these, and y'all, they're gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh. All right, so for this one, this is another super simple DIY, y'all, but it is so cute. All right, so I've got three of these little boxes that I picked up at the Dollar General store. They were $2 a piece. Each one is a little different than the other. And then I have got 2 rolls of the buffalo check ribbon that I got at the Family Dollar for $1 a piece. And then I've also got a couple little picks that I picked up at Walmart. They were like $1.48 a piece, I think. Now, this is so simple, guys. So simple. You're going to take your box. Now, you can do any package this way, any package. Figure out how long you need your ribbon to be. Just pull your ribbon out. Flip your box upside down. Lay the ribbon across the table. Put your box on it upside down. See how I've got it there? And then you're just going to crisscross. Simply crisscross it, pull it back around to the front, and tie a knot. So simple. This is so easy, y'all. I don't even know if we should call this a DIY, but it does turn out really cute. So now I did try to actually tie a bow, but my ribbon was a little too short. So I decided just to cut some dovetails into the ribbon and just kind of leave it in that knot. Popped in one of those picks. This one is done. We're just going to sit it to the side. So simple. So simple. One more time, we're going to take these two boxes. Now, I decided to hot glue these together just so they wouldn't be slipping around and like trying to move on me while I was trying to put my ribbon on. I'm going to take my ribbon, lay it across the table. Just lay it out flat, flip my boxes upside down, pull my ribbon, and crisscross it. So simple. Just simply crisscross it, pull it back around to the top, and tie a knot. Now, I did start out to tie a actual bow, and then I decided to go ahead and, like I said before, just tie the knot. Now, I had enough ribbon to do a bow on this one because I knew from the first one to make sure that my ribbon was plenty long. But then I decided to put that pick on top of there and tie the bow over the top of the pick. That way, the pick is not glued down or anything. It can be used for something different later. But I like to make little sets of these and just put them under my tree until my real presents are there. How stinking cute are these? Alrighty, I probably don't even have to say it anymore, but once again, this is going to be so simple. I have this little Noel plaque that I got from the Dollar Tree. I've also got a fat quarter that I picked up at Walmart. I believe the fat quarter was like 97 cents, honestly. First thing I did was just pop the front off of that little plaque, and then I popped the back out of it. Now, this little Noel plaque was pretty just like it was, but it just didn't fit my decor. It just wasn't the right colors and whatnot, so I wanted to change this out just a little bit. So when I pulled it off, it ripped some of the paper, so I just went ahead and ripped the rest of the paper off the front. Was no need in it. It just was already coming off, so I went ahead and ripped it the rest of the way off. But you can leave that on there if you have to. Now, I've got some black chalkboard paint that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. Yes, Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be using that to cover the front of this plaque. All the way around it, and then the word Noel. I also go back and paint the actual frame that this picture is on. Now, I don't show that, and when we're putting it together, you'll see that it's still brown, but I did go back and paint that after the fact. Now, when I was painting the word, I made sure to get every nook and cranny, all inside the letters and just all of it. There were little bitty tiny nails, like little brad nails, sticking out of the front of that plaque. So I just took my wire cutters and snipped the top of those nails off. I laid my plaque down on my material, cut around it, just cut a square around it. I then cut out the corners so that it would be easier for me to lay this down, glue it down. I didn't want to put any glue on the front because I was afraid it would get like bulky looking, and I didn't want you to be able to see that. So I decided to just put it on there and then glue the plaque, like glue the material to the back of that plaque, if that makes sense. Surely y'all can see what I'm doing, and that will help. Added my glue. Very quickly smoothed my material out so that it wouldn't get bulky. Same thing for the ends. I just added my glue and then added my material. Super simple, guys. So simple. This is so cute. Now, like I said, you can see that that is still brown. I do paint that part. I just did it after the fact. It just was, I don't know. Anyways, one of them things. So I glued my material covered plaque to the frame. I then added some hot glue to the back of my word, the front of this thing, whatever you want to call it, but the back of that. I just added a generous amount, and then I'm going to pop that right on top of that material. Too stinking cute. And now it will totally match my decor. It's got the plaids, it's got the black. It's just perfect. I think it's so cute. So stinking cute. Okay, so for this next one, and one of my favorites through this video, I have got this set of triangle canvases from Arteza. Y'all, these are so super nice. Like, they're different, obviously, but they're really nice. And then I've also got a set of 45 wood slices. Now, I've used these in a DIY before, but I just thought I'd show y'all again. I'm going to be using 2 of these, just 2 of them. But now those wood slices are super nice also. And like normal, I will have a link in the description box for the Arteza website and also for the products that I used in this video. But y'all can go check that out. And then I've got a plunger handle from the Dollar Tree that I actually had painted white for a different DIY. I start out by taking my canvases. I'm going to be using 3 of them. I have got a brand new staple puller that I just picked up from Lowe's. I'm going to try that out on this, and I'll have to say it worked pretty good. Now, the staples are a booger to get out, but it did work pretty well. So I took out all the staples. Now, normally I would just cut the canvas off and not worry about the staples, but I was going to be painting the front and the back of this. It might show, so I wanted the staples out. I took one of those triangles out to my saw and cut it in half. Look how cute, y'all. Oh my gosh. Can y'all see what we're making? Oh my goodness, these turn out so darling. Now, I took my plunger handle pieces and I just ran them across some sandpaper just to smooth out the bottoms, make sure they were nice and smooth and ready to go. I'm then going to be taking some moss chalk paint by Waverly, and I mixed it with some water. I wanted to do this like a stain, like a green color stain, but I added way too much water. I had way too much water in my bowl when I started out, so I just went ahead and put it on there so that I could get the frames of this good and wet, and then I went in with just the straight paint and was able to still get that effect of like a stain. I do go back with some baby wipes and wipe all of this down. Once I get it all good and painted, I went through and painted every single piece, front and back. Like I said, I took a baby wipe, went back and wiped it all down. Super duper simple. Use my heat gun to dry everything. I'm then going to take that plunger handle and glue it to the bottom of one of my triangles. So we're just going to have one single one by itself. I added some hot glue to the bottom of that and then popped on one of those wood rounds. That way it would stand up and look like a little Christmas tree. Y'all, these are so, so cute. I added glue to the very tip top of one of those triangles and added in the very top of my piece that I had cut in half. How stinking cute. Oh my goodness. I wiped off any excess glue, made sure that that wasn't, I didn't want any kind of glue showing or whatever. Because like I said, probably more than likely the front and the back will show. I added on my bottom piece. I'm then going to take the other plunger handle piece and add that to the bottom of the second tree that we've made now. So it's making it like the trunk. Add a little hot glue to the bottom of that. Pop on one of those wood rounds. Now we've got a stand for our second tree. Too stinking cute and so, so easy. Y'all, there are like endless possibilities of things that you could do with those triangle canvases. I mean, just lots and lots of things that you could do that would be super cool. So I took some of the gold berry garland that you get at the Dollar Tree. added a little bit of hot glue to the trunk of one of my trees, added on that berry garland, and then began to just kind of twist it around my tree. I did have to add some hot glue on the sides, just in different places, just to keep it like in position. It wanted to kind of slide up on me, so I did have to kind of glue it into place, but no big deal, super simple. When I got to the top, I just snipped it off with some wire cutters and then glued that right into place. So simple. Same thing for the other tree. I just simply wound it around it. Now, because this was shaped differently, I didn't have to use as much hot glue, but I did just kind of glue that into place at the top, made sure that that was going to stay. Super duper simple, guys. These turn out so cute. They're so different, like whimsical, I guess you would say. They're just different, and I love them. I made a shoestring bow with some gingham ribbon. Not gingham. Is that gingham or is that buffalo check? I don't know. Anyways, I just dovetailed the ends on that, left my tails hanging just a little bit so it would kind of drape down the tree a little bit, but not very long at all. So just about like medium-sized tails, I guess you would say. Super, super cute. I used my heat gun to get any of the like glue strings off, added one to the second tree, and check these dudes out. I love these, y'all. All right, here we go. So for this one, I have got this gorgeous bag that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I'm so loving the Plaid Truck on the front. And then I've got 4 pieces of wood that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree. Now, they were already this size, cut like that and everything. And then I picked up a piece of foam board, all from the Dollar Tree. First thing I did was take my heat gun to get the stickers off the back of that wood, get the wood ready to go. I'm then going to cut my bag. I took the hanger off of it and then cut the front piece right off of that bag. Just literally cut the front piece off. So super simple. I then took my wood pieces, placed them around my bag, just kind of measuring it out, you know, kind of eyeballing it. But I took a pen and marked off where I needed to cut. I took my wood outside, cut it down to the right size. I then go in with some white chalk paint by Waverly. I kind of wanted a whitewashed look, or I thought I did. Let's just start with that, okay? Y'all stick with me. So I thought I wanted a whitewashed look. So I went in and painted each piece and then took a baby wipe and immediately wiped it back off. And it was working really well. I mean, as you can see there, that wood from the Dollar Tree is super like yellow looking for some reason. So I knew I was going to have to do something with it. But like I said, I thought I wanted to do the whitewash and it was working out really well. But once I got it together, I thought, I don't know. I have a feeling that this is going to like blend with the truck picture too much. So I grabbed the truck picture, hold it up to my piece, and decide, that's not going to work. So took another baby wipe, got some black paint, and just smeared it right across the top of that white paint. And look at how it did, y'all. As I was smearing it, I guess because the baby wipe is wet, it wettened, you know, that, or that's not, I don't even know if that's a word, but anyways, y'all know what I'm saying. It made the white paint like moist again. So it mixed the two colors together and I just thought it was gorgeous. I loved the way it was looking. Definitely a happy mistake because It turned out gorgeous, but I really wasn't going for this to begin with. But check it out. Look at that wood. I think it is so pretty, y'all. And it's definitely going to go with, you know, the colors that we've got going on in this video. And then obviously it's going to go with our bag piece. It's perfect. So I just made sure to get all the sides and the front of each piece of that wood. Look at that. I cannot get over how cool it looks. And it was literally just painted white, then took a baby wipe and wiped black right back over the top of it. Look how pretty. So simple. All right, now I'm taking some Aleene's tacky glue and I'm just going to paint that onto the back of my bag. I'm then going to take that bag. It tried to roll up on me a little bit, but no big deal. I was able to get it stuck. I stick that down to the foam board, smooth it out really, really well, making sure that I get any kind of air bubbles or anything like that out, just making sure that it's really good and stuck. Super simple. I'm then going to take my wood pieces and lay them out around my piece one more time, just making sure that they're all like I want them. And then we're going to add our hot glue. So I just added some hot glue to the back of my wood piece. Very, very generous amount. And then I'm just going to glue that straight down to that foam board. So simple. I still can't get over the way the wood looks, y'all. I think it is so cool looking. It was a mistake. Like, I didn't even mean for that to happen, but ain't that the fun part of crafting? Like, things just happen sometimes. They work out for the best, right? It's just crafting, y'all. So, like I said, I just stuck my pieces down. Same thing for the side pieces. Just added a generous amount of hot glue. Laid those pieces out right around my bag piece. I'm then going to take my brand new self-healing mat and craft knife set from Arteza. They sent me both of these pieces. That craft knife set is so awesome, y'all. It's got so many different blades in it. And then the self-healing mat is huge. It's bigger than my desk, for heaven's sake. So that's pretty cool. But I just took one of those knives out, laid my piece down, and simply cut the foam board out from around the sides. It was that simple. And check this picture out, y'all. This is some kind of pretty. Okay, so for this next one, which is my absolute favorite of the whole video, I have got these little house DIY kits from the Dollar General. Also, a few of these little mini picks from the Dollar General. I'm going to be using white chalk paint by Waverly. I just set all my pieces out. I'm also going to be using some moss chalk paint by Waverly just to do the trees only. Like the parts that have the tree on it, I'm only going to do that with the moss. I had a little bowl of water with me, so I just wet everything down first and then went in with the paint. I wanted it to be kind of like a stain, but kind of like a paint. So I just wanted my paint a little thinner, honestly, is really what it was. I didn't want a thick, heavy coat of paint on these. So I just painted everything the way I wanted it. I then took my brush that had some of the white paint on it and went over the trees just to kind of give them, I mean, I literally just swiped over it one time real fast, just to kind of make it look like snow, maybe. I dried everything with my heat gun. I'm then going to take some gold acrylic paint by Arteza and just paint the little stars at the top of the two biggest trees. So no color really to this except for these three colors. That's all we're doing. I then took some sandpaper and went over everything. Every single piece. I literally sanded down every single piece. I wanted a lot of distressing on this. So once I had that done, I laid everything back out again, all my pieces, to decide where I was going to put everything. Now, when I went to put them in the little slats that were made into these bottom pieces that actually came with it. Now, I actually broke one of the trees trying to get it down in the little slats. I mean, you couldn't mash it down in there. You couldn't slide it down in there. It was awful. I don't know if when I got the little pieces wet, like with the water while we were painting it, if it made it expand, because it is like MDF board, you know. I'm not sure if it made it expand and that's why they wouldn't fit down in there, or if this thing just wasn't made real good. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's just crafting. We are going to save the day. I took another one of those pieces like we used before from the Dollar Tree. Just one of those long pieces of wood. It's already cut for you. They just started selling these at my Dollar Tree anyways. I just took that and a baby wipe and some of my white chalk paint and just literally wiped on a little bit of white paint. I then took my pieces, added some hot glue to the bottom of them, and began to kind of build my little village here. Y'all, this turns out so darling. Oh my goodness. I just love this so much. Last year, I did one of the DIY kit nativity scenes. Kind of like this, actually. I did it white, sanded it down real well, did the star in the gold, sanded that all down. But I just think these muted colors and not, you know, really... the detail is not there. I think that's what I like about it, actually, if that makes sense. I just like it that it's super plain and just very muted. I really love that about this. But anyway, so I just went through and glued down all my little pieces. There were like a large, medium, and small. So I just kind of glued them that way. And then the middle piece, I actually doubled it up and glued two pieces together, just so that one house would be different than the rest of them. I took the little mini picks, held it up to my little house, and it was way too big. So I just pulled the berries off. I pulled the ribbon off, popped it in half, and then kind of squeezed it together a little more. Added some hot glue, held it into place, and made the wreath actually smaller. I then put together a couple of these shoestring bows, just very tiny little buffalo check bows. Pop those on my wreaths. And then we're going to take those wreaths, add a little bit of glue to the back of them, and then pop those on our little houses. Y'all, this is so stinking cute. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for y'all to see this. I cannot wait to decorate with this, actually. I love it. Oh, look at that. Okay, so for this one, I have got 3 of these little candle holders from the Dollar Tree. They look like little trees with the star on top. I just fell in love when I saw them. I'm going to be using some Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Matte, the paint and primer spray paint. Best spray paint ever. I mean, like, hands down, all-time best spray paint. Anyways, I just gave these two or three light coats. Works out perfect. Definitely great spray paint. Now, when I brought them in, I decided that I wanted to see what it would look like if I put a little bit of gold paint on them. So I pulled out my Arteza gold acrylic paint and just started painting. And I was like, oh my goodness, y'all, I fell in love with the color. It was so cool looking. That black showing through underneath that gold, it was just it was gorgeous, or I thought so anyways. I think it looks like it was supposed to be that way. You know what I mean? Like, it literally looks like it was made that way. Anyway, so I did go through and paint all three of the stars up at the top, but the rest of it, you know, we've got the solid black. I think that looks super, super good, but that black showing through that gold is just gorgeous. Now, I had some of the little pit berries garland from the Dollar Tree, and then I also had some of the greenery garland. Now, I believe I got that greenery garland at Walmart. Started out with the little berry garland, put it on, decided I didn't like that at all. It just did not work for me. So I put the greenery one on and was like, okay, that's perfect, actually. And then, y'all, I had exactly enough to do all three trees with. Now, how often does that happen? Anyways, I tied 3 little shoestring bows. I dovetailed the ends, popped those dudes right up, just right underneath the star. Super stinking cute and so easy. I popped in a couple tea lights and check this out. Okay, so this is such a super simple one. I took a deck of cards, Lord, listen to me, a box of Christmas cards and a canvas that I picked up both at the Dollar Tree. You could do this with any card too, mind you. Now, I took my Arteza utility knife, took off the canvas. I wasn't worried about the staples in this one. I just left those on there. It was going to be on the back side of this. I took the canvas, trimmed it down to where it would fit back on the frame. So all we're doing is like repurposing this. I'm going to take some black chalkboard paint that I pick up at the Dollar Tree. This is really good paint. I highly recommend it. Totally get it at the Dollar Tree. And I just painted both the frame and the canvas with this black chalkboard paint. I dried it with my heat gun. Now, I usually always use a heat gun to dry my stuff. You can get them on Amazon for really cheap. I can link one in the description box for y'all. I took some sandpaper and sanded this down. I think it turned out fantastic. I love the way that it distressed. I'm going to take that canvas, flip it over, and we're going to put it on the back side of this. Now, I used my Power Shot stapler, and I can link that in the description box. I found one on Amazon for y'all. So, I actually picked mine up at Lowe's, but you can get them on Amazon. Y'all, all I did was hot glue that card to the middle of this, and there you have it. It's too stinking pretty. Okay, for another one that is very cute, yet so simple and inexpensive. I bought one for $2, the other one for $3. These jars are too stinking cute. I actually thought that I had bought 2 different ones. Anyways, I have got 3 candles from the Dollar Tree. Now, I thought I had more candles than this. I don't know where they are if I do, but I don't know. So on my gas stove, I just started it up. I'm going to get my pot, going and get it boiling. We need the water to be pretty hot. I want to melt these candles down. Now, I just wanted to melt them down slow, and I didn't know how much, wax that these would actually make. This was just a guessing game, but check out the colors of this wax as it melted. Now, I didn't do anything to these. They were all white candles when they started. Check that out. That one is like pink looking. Anyways, I took the white wick from the other candles, one of the other candles, wrapped it around a bamboo skewer, and then stuck it in the center of one of those jars. I just started out with the smaller one because, like I said, I didn't know how much wax I was actually like creating. And once it started melting down, I realized that it wasn't going to be, very much. So one candle's not going to go very far, if you're wondering, with the wax from the Dollar Tree candles. Anyway, so I just started to fill up my little jar really slowly. Now this video is sped up for, video purposes, but I just went super slow and careful. The wax is super hot, so just be very careful. And that glass jar is very hot also. But I just filled up my little jar, and I'm going to end up sticking it in the refrigerator so that it would cool down, a little quicker. I was actually needing to go ahead and get my pictures of it, so I was needing it to cool down pretty darn quick. Pop this dude in the refrigerator and check it out. Cutie, cutie, cutie. So first and foremost, if you are still with me, you are fabulous. You hear me? All right. This last one, I took a coat box that I picked up for $1 at the Family Dollar. And also this, I believe it is a like 12x16 frame that I got at Five Below. And we're going to do the same thing to this as we did to that smaller picture with the card, okay? So we're just going to reverse canvas on this canvas. Took it off. I painted it black. I then painted the frame black, just like we did on the little one, y'all. It is exactly the same. So that's why I'm just going to go through this like super fast. I did distress it. Took some sandpaper, distressed it. I then flipped it over, put my canvas on the back of it. I'm going to take my Power Shot stapler once again and staple this dude down all the way around the edges, just super tight. And all you do is like pull it tight as you do it. Staple one side down and then pull tight. Anyways, I just stapled it down. I took the box. I actually cut off the excess. And then I took the box and cut around that center like portion of the front of it. Now on the back, it had like the little flaps where it's actually a box. You know what I mean? So I had to glue that down just so that didn't come, apart on me or anything or want to like bow out. So I added a crap ton of hot glue to the back of this dude, flipped it over, and y'all, this sign is like super gorgeous. You hear me? Gorgeous. All right, y'all, that is it for today. I hope that y'all have enjoyed these. I know that I had a blast making them. I think they all turned out fantastic. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family and subscribe. That would be awesome. Plus, hit that notification bell so that you will know each time I upload a new video. Y'all, I just want to thank you so much for being with me today, and y'all have a blessed day.